Hi,
Hi.
I'm fearlessly. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Brandon Sanderson Cosmere Character Battle Royale. Today, we are going to be talking all things Brandon Sanderson. This will be a spoiler-y panel. We're not going to be talking about, like,
So-and-so dies.
yeah, we're not going to do that. All of the characters, though, are placed in very specific eras in their own timeline, which means we will be talking about events and characters and abilities and things up until those points for people. So if you haven't read the entirety of the Cosmere, you'll probably be okay, but also be aware that we're going to be talking about stuff.
So if we spoil it, I'm sorry.
Yes, but I
You're
think
here.
Rhythm of War and Lost Metal are
Off the table. Rhythm of War, Lost Metal. Yeah.
Secret History off the table.
Yes.
And with that being said, we'll control our comments. Please, help police your own as we discuss the characters. Future versions of these characters could perform differently in these combats than the characters that we're specifically looking at.
Very true.
That's why we've been trying to be specific with the eras we're taking these characters from, just so that we avoid spoilers for some of those newer books.
So before we get into that, we should introduce ourselves. We are a bunch of obviously Sanderson fans, but we're cooler than that. My name is. We're very much mostly cooler than that. Self-selecting. Let's see. My name is Steve. I am known on the internet as the Cosmere-Knot. If everyone should actually, yes, everyone take out your phones. We're going to be doing this for all the introductions. Go to YouTube, search for the Cosmere-Knot, and subscribe. Thank you.
I'm Amy. I am one of 3 people on the podcast, the Sandersonian Institute of Cosmere Studies, also called SICS, S-I-C-S. I'm also a cosplayer. I go by Coincidence Cosplay. But if you go to YouTube and then /Cosmere Studies, we have like 5 years worth of Cosmere content and podcasts and random. You can even see my craft room in one of the videos we did.
It's a good craft room.
It is. I'm very happy with it. So anyway, but yeah, I do a podcast with Bill and Jordan, and we're going to be at Dragon's Deal as well. And you're going to be there too.
I am.
I guess we're all going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's me.
Yeah, Amy.
Are we clapping?
I don't know.
No one claps for me. I deserve that. I accept.
I'm Colby. I'm the not cool one.
Oh.
But I'm under Roundtable Designs on both Instagram and TikTok. But I'm a fan artist, cosplayer, and just lover of Sanderson. So.
Alright, hey guys, my name is Melinda. My handle online is that Cosmere Chick, which means that yes, I have an ABR. Thank you.
Or
Such
just
a bad
a cheat.
joke. Anyway, this is Huck. Hi. Anyway, I'm mostly on TikTok, sometimes Instagram, attempting YouTube, but haven't actually posted anything. So. Anyway, but yeah, I just do Cosmere lore, Q&As, funny videos, memes, stuff.
So loud.
I am Amin. I'm on TikTok under ADHD Projects. I do Cosmere content, flat earth debugging, and 3D printing. I was also on Brandon's book club for Dress Up VMLC. And I think I'm pretty cool too.
Excellent. So yes, follow us on all the social medias. There will be a quiz after. But let's get to the actual meat of our panel. We are going to be talking about all things Cosmere. We're going to be figuring out who would win in a fight between all of your favorite main characters. So, if you can see the front of the table here, we have sort of a, what's the word? Bracket. Thank you. I don't sport. We have a bracket set up. And we're going to be talking about the various characters and who would win if they were in a fight to the not fighting anymore.
Incapacitation. Until a clear winner has been decided.
Yes.
Yeah.
Through death or other means.
Yes.
Is kind of what
Also-
we've decided.
for the sake of having a good fight. Because there are several characters here, like Sazed, who would be in an arena and be like, I don't want to kill you. So, for the sake of fighting, let's just imagine that they are all have a reason to win. They want to fight. They will do what it takes to win.
Suitably
So-
motivated.
And
Suitably motivated.
And they also have the setting is that they have access to the Andor and all the other things that they would need.
Yeah.
An
So,
adequate amount and prep time for safety.
Yeah.
Yes.
So looking at our general rules, our setting is a sandy open arena. If
Like
you
the dueling arena.
Right, if you're familiar with the Rosharan dueling arenas, that's kind of where we're centering this. But it's investiture free, or not investiture free, investiture open, I should say. So
So Aeon Door will work perfectly. That is a location-based magic system, but for the sake of this argument, we're going to say
That's
that
right.
Aeon Door is fully.
Takes place on cell,
That's fine.
functionally.
Yeah. but it also has sand mastery, sand. It
Yes.
has white sand available.
Tons of Stormlight available.
Stormlight's available.
Everything you need.
Allomantic metals. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Excellent. So let's talk about individual characters before we get to the actual bracket. First off, we will be debating the merits of allomancy with Vin. This Vin we're going to be talking about is specifically Vin mid-Hero of Ages. So not endgame Vin, but Vin at her height, basically.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Go
Fully
ahead.
fledged Mistborn.
Yeah, some abilities that we'll want to keep in mind are offensively, steel pushing, iron pulling, and being a pewter arm as a full Mistborn. Defensively, copper smoking, she could hide a little bit, I suppose. And also being a pewter arm. Passive abilities include being a tin eye as well as having access to Duralumin. For the sake of today's combats, Atium is off the table.
Also, given that this is mid-Hero of Ages Vin,
Did we not agree on that?
I don't
It's-
know.
it's Era 1 medals only as well.
I thought we agreed.
Well,
I thought we agreed on that. Yeah.
Okay, we agree now?
No ATM.
All in
We have a
favor, say aye.
question from the audience.
Questions regarding Duralumin.
Yes.
Would her medals constantly refill?
She has vials.
She would have.
She would have vials, but there would be a delay.
Okay.
Yeah, she'd have to swig them down, but yes.
There's
Bonus
I'm
action.
wondering if we should go through the characters in each fight, because it's going to take us a while to get through all the characters and then all the fights.
That might be a better option.
Well,
Yeah.
let's do that.
So,
Okay.
Let's do the
with that being said, we
I'm
need to
gonna
do
run right to the front.
the voted characters.
Oh,
So you can see.
character.
Oh yes, question over here.
What about soothing and light? That's still on.
Those
Absolutely.
are on the table.
That's on the table.
But I mean, that would take more time than it would to just punch somebody in the
Not,
face.
not necessarily.
You guys are illumined.
Not actually brute force it like Kelsier.
So I mean, this is
Yes,
things we can
we'll get
argue
to that.
about.
Yeah.
So when we get to the actual fight.
So
But
let's.
ere we talk about actual combats here, we have actually some slots in this fight that you all get to vote on. So, hi friends, come on in. We're talking Cosmere. Or walk away, that's fine.
Oh, sad.
We'll miss you.
They'll read and find out.
It's a-
All right, so we have 4 different options for who can get inserted into this bracket. You get to vote on 2 of them.
So,
Who are the options?
so first option is Tress of the Emerald Sea. Second option, Adolin.
Then we have Yesna from Stormlight Archive and Marsh from Mistborn.
Adolin.
All right, we're gonna do a very specific and scientific applausometer for these.
Real quick, just so everybody knows, the Dalinar that we're talking about here is a Blackthorn.
Blackthorn Dalinar, yes.
We're not talking later Dalinar. we're
Not
talking
not
Blackthorn.
Bondsmith Dalinar, Blackthorn
Keep that in
Dalinar.
mind with your other alternates.
I
Yes.
propose my guess.
All right,
All right.
applausometer,
Okay.
Steve.
So only vote for one, unless you want to vote for more. I won't know.
We're figuring this out.
All right,
So we'll do one at a time.
yes, one at a time. So who wants to put Tress into the bracket? Ouch! Your vote of confidence is overwhelming.
I will see you later.
Well,
All right,
Tress is
next
out.
one is Adolin.
Pretty
Not
good.
bad, not bad. Yesna and Marsh.
All right, well,
Well, it's definitely Marsh. Isn't it?
So,
He's a clear winner. Yeah.
So we have to decide between Adolin and Yasna. Again, one more time, everyone for Adolin. And everyone for Yasna.
that's Yasna the winner.
All right.
I still love you, Tress.
Okay, our first, did we turn this off? I don't know. No, it's on. Cool. Our first fight is going to be between the newly put into this Marsh and Kenton from White Sand.
All right.
Let's talk about folk. So with Marsh, this is end of Era 1, not Era 2 Marsh, but final Era 1 Marsh. And I'm going to talk a lot. Someone else should talk
So
about
is he's free of everyone's influence, right?
Yes.
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 This,
No
this
ruin
is
influence.
Marsh, not Ruiny Marsh.
Full hemalurgy powers. Sorry. it's
So one thing that we should mention is as we discuss and decide, kind of how this is going to work is it will be a debate between the individuals on the panel with a final vote by the audience. So two of us will take a stance on each character. It's not necessarily like placement on the table, but two will argue on behalf of Marsh, two will argue on behalf of Kenton, with the final deciding vote coming from the audience.
Yes.
So we will do our best to convince you that our individual combatant should win.
And then you
and
guys vote.
You vote who actually takes the win.
And
So-
first, before we start, who here has read White Sands? Show of hands. Nice.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
We got folk.
Good. All right. So carry on.
So who is going to be campaigning for Marsh?
I want
I
Marsh.
can take Marsh.
Do you need the mic?
Yeah, I will do Kenton 100%.
I have not read White Sands. So.
I guess I'll do Kenton as well then.
I've
Okay.
been
Yes.
through White Sands. It is not my expertise.
So
I was actually listening to the graphic audio last night in preparation because I'm like, poor Kenton. I feel like no one knows a lot about him.
Great character. All right.
This
Are
guy.
we okay?
I'm just
Okay.
moving
So
stuff.
yes, we need to get on
So-
the
Yeah, just go Kenton.
slide.
Yes, with that. So here's Marsh's slide, and Kenton.
Yes, so Kenton has going for him Sand Mastery. He only has 3 ribbons, but one of those is said to be one of the most powerful ribbons that a Sandmaster has ever had.
he uses it well. You know,
He uses it very well.
He grew up with watching people do Sand Mastery his whole life.
Right. And with Sand Mastery, he is also an accomplished sword master. And we can say that he is a very, very good duelist. He's quick on his feet, and he's very creative with the solutions that he comes up with.
That being said, Marsh is pretty much the Cosmere equivalent of a powerhouse.
He's
Next to a full Mistborn and a full Spare Chemist at the same time, it's hard to get past Marsh. With abilities like Steel and Iron pushing and pulling, as well as being not only a pewter arm allomantically, but being a pewter brute as far as ferrocheming, meaning he can compound those two metals to increase his strength astronomically, really.
One interesting thing I would like to debate actually is Marsh's primary metal was bronze, which means he was a seeker. His main skill is detecting other allomancers. But we know that bronze can also be used to sense other sources of active kinetic investiture. Would Marsh be able to sense what Kenton was doing with White Sand before it occurred?
I don't think before it occurred,
I
but
think
as it's happening.
it's
happening.
happening.
As it's
Because it gets tapped when
Very
it's
true. I don't believe that Kenton would be able to summon a sand ribbon from behind Marsh,
Interesting.
right? Because he
Yes.
would be able to sense that happening.
Yes.
So I think Kenton would lose any advantage due to surprise.
Well, and Kenton having a sword with him as well is
A
a
sword would be
detriment.
gone immediately.
That's a weakness in this.
That is a
thing.
weakness in this.
You're supposed to be on campus.
I know, I'm sorry.
I hadn't picked up on that.
So the other men, I mean, they both can kind of fly. Kenton can use the sand ribbons to himself around like that, and Marsh. So I mean, they're kind of even that way.
That might be my fault.
Okay. Let's see. And the sword, yeah, he kind of doesn't work well for him that way because
How would copper interact with white sand?
You're asking the wrong person.
Copper wouldn't make a cloud of.
Like it wouldn't.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't stop it.
Yeah, it wouldn't render it inert.
Yeah.
It would just.
Would it do anything?
That would have to be aluminum for that to happen.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can rule that out.
Okay. Are we ready to vote?
Wait, one question.
Yes.
Can you compound gold like Miles Underline? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't believe that at this
Arrow
stage
one Marsh, I don't think could.
he did not have the allomantic gold. He has ferrochemical gold. He can store health and then draw upon it. And for the sake of this argument, we are assuming reasonably full copper mines, not limitless, but full enough
Or gold mines.
for the duration of a battle.
But they wouldn't have hemalurgically given him gold.
At this stage in his
Not yet.
life, not yet.
We have another question in the audience.
Determined that March could fly, but would he have the metals to do so in this combat?
I assume
Yes.
Marsh would have just a pouch of coins. Like that would be part of the standard Alamancer gear
Or
kit,
just taking Kempton's sword.
or just stealing Kenton's sword.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about how does leeching affect sand mastery?
Yes.
Can
Because
Marsh
that would
leech?
suck the investiture out of the sand.
Yeah.
Arrow 1 metals only. Marsh would
Yeah.
not be
He
able.
would not be able to leech.
Is that only an arrow two?
They didn't know that.
Yeah, Arrow.
Okay.
From the
Okay.
information I was able to find, Marsh did not have an
I'm
aluminum
blanking
spike.
on what metal it was, but there was one that they gave Ben that she ate and wiped out.
Yes, that was aluminum.
Yeah.
Leeching is
Where you take it from something.
yes, it's a different metal. Is that nitro chromium? That's chromium.
So glad people remember those metals.
All right, so let's do a vote between Marsh and Kenton. If you think Marsh would win, applause. If you think Kenton would win, if you think Kenton would beat the literal embodiment of death, applause. All right. He went down fighting.
I do believe that Kenton would go down fighting. I believe that he would. It would be a fun fight to watch,
Oh, yeah.
knowing that the ending would be sad.
And
Very true.
there's a question.
Sounds like a Brandon Sanderson.
There's a question back here in the back.
Yes.
Question.
I would love to hear all of the debates. Should we set a timer?
Yeah, we might need a timer. Does anyone
We may.
know someone?
Yeah, it's
Amy, can you?
Oh yeah, we're gonna zip through these.
And they'll get faster after the first round when we've already discussed abilities.
All the powers and stuff. Yeah.
and prominence.
How long do we want the timer, or do we want?
2 minutes?
Amy has it.
Oh,
5 minute
Five
total.
minutes. Okay, what is our next bracket?
Our next bracket is between Raoden and our other voted member, Yasna.
Take Raiden.
Let's talk about abilities here. I want to specifically nail down when Yasna is.
So with Raoden, we have Raoden at the end of Hope of Elantris, which occurs a few months up to a year after the events of the original book Elantris. So we're assuming he has some practice and some being accustomed to being an Elantrian. For Yasna,
He's been to art school.
fair. For Yasna, we are looking at the end of Oathbringer.
All right, so that means she has full plate of armor, full
Arguably,
living
yep.
sword.
I'm doing yes.
She has soul.
I mean,
She is Swordmaster.
it's hinted at. I mean, she does, but we don't see it until Rhythm of War. But she totally does.
we kind of see.
We see a gauntlet of it.
We kind of see it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. I think I'm gonna take Raoden.
All right.
What do you guys?
you.
I'd say.
So I,
Yes, then yes.
We're
okay.
doing it.
all right.
Okay, let's talk about Raoden.
Okay, Raoden is an expert coder. He can summon fireballs. He can transport himself around the arena. And, well, he has to do the whole.
He's got to do the squiggles.
But he is incredibly fast.
He is.
His mental capacity consistently allows him to perform Aeon Door very quickly, quicker than anybody else we see executing it. And that's only after a few weeks of study. We're looking at a Raiden who has had up to a year to perfect this art. And he's gonna have some pretty fast hands here.
Well, and I think his advantage is going to be at the very, very beginning of the fight because I think Yasna will pause to look at what he's doing because she's never seen it before.
Ooh.
And he's going to have a moment to write out an Aeon and just put out a huge fireball or something exploded.
Raiden's biggest advantage is endless creativity.
Endless
If he can imagine it, if he needs it to happen, he has the Aeons to make it possible.
So yeah, I think if he can do like a one-hit kill, if he can pull that off, that is his biggest advantage in this fight because after that, I think Yasna's going to know what's up.
I also think that Yasna's else calling is a little bit negated by the fact that Raiden can do very much the same thing
Yeah.
and very quickly in a small space.
But we do see in Oathbringer, Yasna's offensive soul casting is insane.
Yes. Let's talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about Yasna.
Yasna. You were saying that like Raiden is like it's up to his imagination. It's up to her imagination. She can soul cast anything.
She's very persuasive. I mean, smoke right there. And she can do that to people.
So that would probably be difficult to do against someone who is as invested as an
Yes, but I
Elantrian.
mean,
That is
she can
true.
keep trying and find other ways and use her sword and
She's scary.
Yes.
I didn't hear what was that.
Well, the question was, would a Shardblade work on an Elantrian?
I,
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, I don't think it would bounce off.
We have another
Yeah.
question in the audience.
She also has shard plates.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, this is full Shardbearer Yasna.
And
I mean, she's got shard plate, she's got a shard blade, she's got soul casting, and she's good at.
and not only that, she is super smart. Like Raiden, like he's smart. She is a scholar, like literal scholar.
And you've seen her when she was out with Shalon showing her that scary thing. She just like took out those 3 or 4 guys, no hesitation, nothing.
At the end of Oathbringer, though, Yasna's Cosmere awareness is not very full at
True.
this point. So she is going to be surprised and caught very off guard by the things that Raiden is doing.
But she has Stormlight, so she can heal herself.
All right, so basically the debate is, would a fireball
Wipe
beat
out Yasna in
a
one blow.
full set of Shardblade?
Did you one shot of Raiden?
Let's vote.
Living shard plates.
So we got, yeah,
nonetheless.
Yeah, so let's vote. We've got, oh man, Raoden versus Yasna. If you think Raoden would win, applause.
There we go.
Solid, solid.
If you think Yasna would win,
Right. We tried.
All right. Did you use Stormlight as a curse? That's Blast Storms.
all right, our next matchup is Vin versus the winner of the previous round, Marsh. 2 Allomancers. Who's gonna go? Let's talk about Vin. Yeah, we started talking about Vin. The mid Hero of Ages Vin versus end of Hero of Ages Marsh.
To be fair, we've seen this fight.
It's true. It's true. We have seen this
This
fight.
fight has happened, and guess who won?
Do we need to discuss this?
That's true. Maybe just
If you think Vin, talk to us, Alan.
Say something.
Okay. The only question I have is when pushed far enough, Vin beat the Lord Ruler. So if she put in the situation such as this arena, would she be pushed far enough to be able to kill Marsh the same way she killed the Lord Ruler?
We do assume suitable motivation. We are talking Marsh at the end of Hero of Ages, rid of Ruin's influence and that extra driving,
Oomph.
motivating
Yeah.
factor.
So I mean, this is
You know?
Mistborn against Mistborn.
Fundamentally.
Mistborn versus Mistborn plus Severe
Right.
versus.
But we also have to
Once you get
consider what training Marsh has had versus Vin, who has been trained by Kelsier, but Marsh.
Marsh, you mean the
Maybe
Marsh
has
that
not
was
had-
trained by all of the Inquisitors?
Yeah, but it's not the same training.
You're right, it's not the same training, it's a lot better.
Marsh
Wait,
kept
we
his
have
team
someone in
picking
the
up
audience.
stuff.
Because it's mid Hero of Ages, does she have access to the mist?
I would say with this specific fight, mists are not present. She has all of the medals that she would have, but no extra.
Yeah,
Mid-Hero of Ages, she'd still have an earring.
It would be fun to see the mists come into this. I think for the sake of reasonable debate, we have to avoid that. I believe we had a comment here and then a comment here.
Are the mists considered investiture?
Yes.
Yes,
So
the mists are
if
investiture.
investiture is basically all around her in this instance, can she pull it in the same way she did the mist?
That is what we said.
True, but again, Mistborn spoilers, she has an earring.
Yeah.
She would not be able to access the mists at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
What was our other comment right here?
This might be a stupid question. I read this
No, you're okay.
there are no
time,
stupid
like,
questions.
months ago.
Good
But
shirt.
is it possible for her to like control more?
Could she control?
With the Duralumin fueled
Oh.
rioting or shooting,
Oh, shit.
probably.
There's a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Marsh could.
Marsh could just- What's our timer at?
That's true.
80?
Marsh could do copper.
She's only got
We
one.
still have plenty of
That's not
time.
enough to open
I
her up.
started this late.
Yeah. I think we can vote on this though.
Yeah.
Vin versus Marsh. Who do you think would win? Do you think Vin would win?
Solid.
What about Marsh? An upset.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I don't know if we were ready for that.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Marsh
Marsh.
Yeah.
Marsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
All right.
I think I owe someone $10. I was voting for Vin, making this entire thing.
Yeah, I think you committed to that in an
I
Instagram
did
comment.
commit to that.
So,
All right, next matchup is going to
But
be
you forgot.
Waxilium from Era 2. What specific point in Era 2 are we talking?
Wait,
post
who?
Bands of Mourning.
Post Bands of Mourning. So not in possession of the Bands of Mourning, but the knowledge and experience he gained to the Bands of Mourning moment.
We are going to say he has unlimited ammunition, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
But there would of course
there
be
would
time
ammo caches
in between.
around the.
he would need to reload, right? So unlimited ammunition available to him, not unlimited magazines.
Yes.
And-
And let's say that his metal mines are full.
And he'd have something he'd be able to.
Right.
What about Haze Killer rounds?
He would have the haze killer rounds that he would have.
So
Yeah.
that's a regular vindication.
Two for each.
The regular vindication
I
rounds.
missed it. Who was Wax going up against?
Wax is going up against the Blackthorn.
No, so that doesn't even matter.
Oh,
This is Dalinar with full plate, full blade,
but not living.
but not
Not
living
living
blade.
blade, not living blade.
And he'd have the thrill.
I was very vocal about having Blackthorn Dalinar on this bracket. I think I'd like to defend Waxilium.
Okay, let's do it.
I want Blackthorn.
What do you want? I'm open to either one.
I'm doing Dalinar.
That's
Okay,
why I
guess
said
I'm
blade.
Or Dalinar.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
There,
And
that,
first
wouldn't-
up, we have
it wouldn't
someone in
surprise
the audience. Yes.
This is a very important question. Would a bullet crack shark?
Yes.
A bullet would do just the same thing as any force would. An axe blow to shard plate would begin the process of cracking. We're talking pure amounts of force here. So a bullet would be equally as effective as an arrow, just magnified by the amount of force.
More than an arrow.
More than an arrow, but equally, it would do.
For argument's sake, I think we could say a bullet would have the same force on shard plate as another shard blade strike would have. So in order to get through it, you'd have to hit it multiple times in the same spot.
Right. Which Wax would be
Which
fully
Wax could
capable
totally
of
do.
as an expert marksman.
Unless he's
Yes,
aiming
question
for
here.
balls.
Well, so you said like Stormlight was available in the arena.
Yes.
Like, is it in gemstones or like is it around?
Yeah,
the
so
arena?
he's fully infused gemstones in his armor.
Yeah, and loose
That's the only Stormlight around
gemstones.
him then, is just in his armor?
Well, there would be
It's
loose
not-
gemstones around the arena, but Dalinar at this stage would not be able to draw those in. He would not be able to replenish his plate in a reasonable manner, because to do that, you have to remove the entire plate.
And
There are
replace
cages
the
within
gemstone.
inside of the plate. Dalinar's plate could be broken.
Right. I think that
Ooh, would Wax be able to use Allomancy against the Shard Plate? I believe Shard Plate would resist Allomancy
Shard Plate would resist Allomancy until it's
broken.
Once the gemstones are cracked,
It's no longer infused.
yeah. So if Wax could crack
Drain
a
the-
single piece of Dalinar's plate, he could then manipulate Dalinar's movements,
Emotion.
You know,
uh,
this is
through.
an interesting fight because
I love this fight.
I mean, Waxillian is going to be fighting from a distance, and Dalinar is going to be
Needs to
trying
be
to
up
get
close.
Dalinar is going to be rushing.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So we have a
yeah.
comment here and then over here as well. So here first. Yeah.
a shard bow.
We
We-
don't see him use one.
Yeah, we never see him use one.
He has somebody who has a shard bow.
Yeah.
that he
But,
can-
yeah, so
And
it's
he would
just
have-
him and his blade.
Oh, wait.
What was the other comment?
So, comment here now.
Oh.
He shatter the Shard Plate by pushing the bullet straight through.
By doing a steel push on the bullet that he shoots.
A haze killer round would also be very effective in this situation.
Yeah.
The same haze killer round to use against a pewter brute would be very
Yeah.
effective in
Oh,
this situation.
the secondary boom. Yeah.
Right.
So we got a
comment
couple here.
here and there.
He has those.
He would have
Hysterians.
them. No, the shotgun.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. He would have
Thank you
shotguns.
for bringing up the
Yeah, I mean,
shotguns.
he would have his reasonable number of guns, I think.
But he's slowed down with having to change weapons.
Yes. There
Because
would be time
he
taken.
wouldn't have like 50
But if he's
rifles, he would
But
just
if he
have.
if
jumps
he's
up in the
midair
air
and
hovers
switches
and
weapons,
switches.
Dalinar can't hit him anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
Comment
wait,
here.
there's
Oh,
one back
yeah,
here.
there's one
back
more.
here, and then up here.
Not at this
Not
point.
at this point.
No, this
No,
is
But there would
just
be
after
spikes
Ben's
in the
one.
arena sand, I think, for him to push on.
There would be metal. Yeah.
Right.
Again, Wax's
Distance.
sense of movement, though.
But distance,
He's,
I mean, Blackthorn can't fly.
he's
Yeah,
moving
we're
automatically.
talking Blackthorn in the prime of
Let-
Blackthorn, so
let's
I don't
do-
think age is going to be.
Let's do one last comment over here, and then let's vote on this.
Okay.
There was a last comment here,
Oh.
just right at the very end.
Right.
So
Okay,
he had
so
your
if
hand,
we're
his hand
quick,
up
we can
before
do
you
both.
commented. So here,
It is I believe from in the first Stormlight book that the Shard Plates have a weakness with their visors.
Very true. The visor of a shard blade
I
helm.
was
is
really
open.
hoping no one would bring that up.
I
Dalinar's
wonder
toast.
if Dalinar could be deflecting bullets with his sword,
Do you know?
like a Jedi.
Do you know what happens when you cut a bullet in half?
It keeps going.
It keeps going.
it keeps
You
you
then
frag-
have two
Well, or-
projectiles.
Yeah.
Shard blades are so big, you could almost use it as a shield.
You just hold it there, but then you
Just-
can't see.
And then Wax
Okay.
already has
And
another
then this
bullet
is the
up the
last
way.
one.
Final
Last
comment.
comment.
Yes.
He can't throw it.
He can't,
He
would
can
take
throw
the
it. We
full
had
10
it.
heartbeats to return to him
Very
in
true.
that case. But it is something that Adolin has to practice a lot.
Yeah.
To do
And it's
well.
not a common shard blade tactic.
Yeah.
I think Dalinar could do it in a last ditch. I don't
But I
think
think
that
Wax
that
would
would be.
dodge.
I feel like
Wax is
could
very
get around it. I don't feel like it would be a thing that Dalinar would be proficient at.
I don't think the Blackthorn would have this.
Okay, we got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
let's
yeah.
vote.
Voting.
Who thinks Wax would win? Who thinks the Blackthorn would take him down? Okay.
Wow.
Pretty overwhelming win for Max.
I love the Blackthorn, you guys, but I'm sorry, Anna.
I know, as I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah.
The more we
That's
talked
right.
about
Yeah.
that, yeah.
All right, so next up we have Radiant versus Radiant. Kaladin going up against Yasna.
Ooh, all right.
Can they be throwing insults at each other the whole
I
time?
think they have to be. I think they have to be. That's how the argument started.
This is a horn eater duel, not like a.
So this is, both of them are at the end of Oathbringer, that power level.
So
So-
he will not have.
Well, we're
So
not
he is
gonna
not
clarify on that
Rhythm of
statement.
War.
He has a sword.
He does have a.
He
has
does,
a
he has
Yes.
Silspear, yes.
Yes. So
And
let's
he
start
can
with
fly.
Let's start with
And
a comment here.
Yasna does have plate for sure. We do need to decide that.
Wait for sure.
Well, I mean,
wait
she
for
had
sure.
it in the previous one, so I think.
Yeah,
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 she has to get away.
consistent.
Okay, comment here, comment there.
Is Yasna allowed to use psychological warfare?
Yes.
Yeah.
She has all available tactics.
Yes.
Comment there.
Before becoming a radiant,
Yes,
Uh-huh.
she does have that going for her.
Yasna confesses herself as not the most experienced fighter.
Certainly.
Yes.
Paladin here is like anime protagonist.
Shonen anime, like boom, right there.
Yeah. That's what I'm putting my vote.
Yes,
I-
because Yasna will not know the sword stances. She won't know how to
I
swing
mean, yeah,
very
I
well,
mean, and you think
Yasna
about
won't be
the
able to fly.
but she has else calling. We have to remember that.
Yeah,
and
but
soul casting.
The soul casting is
Kaladin
what
can
terrifies me.
You win by
so
running away.
sure she could dodge very quickly, but Kaladin has adapted to that before in fighting the assassin in white, another individual who could move very quickly.
We have one here and then one
we
there.
have a reason for that.
I would tend to agree with that.
I would agree. Yeah.
Comment in the back. She takes it to Shadesmart though.
She could,
But then he would have even more advantage because she wouldn't have a sharp blade or sharp
Oh yeah,
blade.
she wouldn't.
Right.
That's a weakness. I mean,
Yes.
getting
That
her
would-
bopping back and forth, yes, but if she pulls him in, then he can just, he's a much
Do a
better
stabby
physical
stab.
fighter.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
she can't else call with plate.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if she did, it would be a disadvantage.
we see what
Her
happens
plate,
to blade
yeah,
and plate
plate
on the other
won't
side.
enter
right?
Shadesmart.
Because then the
Turns into
the Sprenner.
So, comments?
Yeah, come
over
right
here
there.
Was,
Sorry.
Oh, he was here for a while.
okay.
Oh, yes, okay, back there.
By defeating me, you fail in protecting the House of Cohen.
We did establish that they have sufficient.
Suitable motivation.
Suitable motivation.
So
So she
Kaladin
cannot
would,
use politics.
right, Kaladin would know that this was a fight he had to win.
No
And
matter
we
what.
see Kaladin in that state a lot. And when Kaladin has to win, Kaladin doesn't lose.
Okay, so
I mean, until.
last comment and then we
Here
gotta
and then up here.
We've established on multiple occasions Paladin can defeat full shard bearers with just a spear.
Yeah, and now he has a living shard spear.
Yeah, but not full shard bearers. They could turn anything into whatever they want. Like this is very different than just like Shalon's
I
brother.
think
Like
her
it's
biggest
different.
advantage would be soul casting.
Yeah, soul casting would be terrifying.
And we had one comment in the front.
I think the only way Yasna wins this is if she can somehow soul cast something on Kaladin person to incapacitate.
Well, what if she soul casted Kaladin into like a crystal prison or something?
That means
Soul
convincing
casting.
Kaladin's very being to be something
No,
that
like
isn't
the-
So
Yeah,
the
around
air
it.
around
is
Kaladin
is
are
closed.
closed.
I
Alright,
can
let's-
see the clothes.
Let's take a vote on this.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes. Who do you think would win in a fight between Radiants? Kaladin. Yasna. Yay, feminism.
She would hurt it.
Oh, you guys made me so happy. Thank you for that. I needed that win. All right. Who's next, Steve?
Okay, our final initial bout. We have.
Wait, this is the last one?
I was like,
This is
yeah,
the-
then we're gonna get to people we talked about. So this is Vasher versus Sazed.
So we are looking at Vasher with no night blood
Yes.
during Warbreaker, right?
Yeah, we had to take Nightblood out of the mix.
Because it's Nightblood.
There's
Because
too many variables.
honestly, it's whoever holds Nightblood.
You can't just say, here, have a nuclear warhead, go fight someone. It's not gonna work.
But he's so cute. Okay, so we have Awakening is his biggest asset. And who's he fighting?
Sazed.
Who wears colorful clothes.
We're also assuming that Vasher would have access to a regular sword at this stage as
And
well.
then he would have been able to pre-invest any clothing that he's
Yes.
wearing.
He
And
has,
He has
how
a
many
reasonable
breaths?
amount of breaths.
Are we saying like,
I would say Vasher is easily at the 5th heightening at this point. So
Okay.
We are looking at Vasher during
So-
Warbreaker.
so not Susa
At the
Brown
point-
level
But
breaths?
still,
Right, but
scary.
during Warbreaker, he has a large amount of breath. chance
Right.
on his own. Comment here before we look at Sazed.
Which one are we talking about?
Oh,
That's right.
Yes.
We're moving
Wait,
now.
and I have to talk about one more thing with Vasher is that he also has the giving his breath to someone else to
Which can like stun you
populate
for a
His
second.
sneaky, tricky thing.
his
Yeah.
sneaky trick.
So we are looking at mid-Hero of Ages Sazed. Just like with Vin, this is before the end of the book. So this is Sazed at his height of power as a ferrochemist.
Probably not depressed.
Dang it,
Yes.
that was gonna be my
And
question.
Sazed,
He is suitably motivated.
So we're gonna have to speed run.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Any debate on this? Any?
Vasher, I mean, Vasher has more experience fighting. He's
100%.
older. He's got the colors.
hey,
He
are
can
we
stun
done at
Sazed.
11:50?
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
We have 9
Oh, we have
minutes.
9
so
minutes.
she gave us
we're-
the 10.
Yes.
So
We're
we're gonna have to like speed run these guys. Question. Yeah.
Well, wouldn't Caesar just be able to keep healing as he goes?
He'd have-
Sazed would have full metal mines at this point, but
But they would-
he wouldn't be able to fill them anymore.
Healing is expensive.
healing is very expensive, especially if we were talking about full mortal sword wounds. With
The-
no armor, Sazed would be very susceptible to.
Yeah, the
Certainly.
interesting thing would be Sazed with a full steel mind.
And
Because
that's
he could
the
go
speed.
real fast.
The speed.
Yeah.
And looking at the end of Well of Ascension, when we have Sazed, Hulk Sazed, right?
Hulk
Full
Sazed.
Pewter brute Sazed. There's some extremely impressive accomplishments there. I would not rule Sazed out in a physical fight. It could happen.
Well, I kinda
Vasher is
think-
certainly a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And
Vasher
someone
would
who
be
is
very
very
invested.
wisely created.
As soon as Vasher gets his hands on Sazed's clothing could just
Game over.
All
Yeah.
of his human-shaped clothing that is all very colorful for awakening.
Yeah. All right, I think we need to.
Let's
move
take a
to
vote.
Oh wait, Ariel
Oh,
had a
Yes.
And then it's just
Oh. Then it's just
free.
it's
for Vasher
human-shaped
to grab
shreds.
at any point. So.
Okay,
All right.
we have to move on.
Vasher versus Sazed. Who thinks Vasher would take it? Who thinks Sazed would take it? I think Sazed wins.
I was not ready for
I
that.
thought it was gonna be Vasher.
I had Vasher all the way,
Vasher.
really, in a
You
lot
guys
of
are making so many good points.
All right, semifinals. We've got Elementor versus Elementor again. Marsh versus Wax.
Oh,
Do we have to debate this?
I think we have to go straight to a vote for the sake of time.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Marsh. Wax.
I screwed you up. I give it to you. I'll stay quiet.
Marsh.
Sorry.
Wax. I think Wax takes it.
No.
Let's try hands. One hand each, please, for Marsh.
Marsh.
That feels good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Wax.
and Wax.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
y'all
wow.
are loud.
Definitely.
Wax
But
is
well
loud,
done.
but we just don't have the numbers.
Oh,
Thank you, guys.
That takes it. Sorry.
So silent majority.
Marsh takes it.
Marsh takes it. Okay, who's next? Steve. quick.
All right, second semifinal. We've got Kaladin versus Sazed.
No debate. All right, Kaladin is flying around the arena.
Yeah.
Sazed is on the floor as a brute. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's his most offensive ability.
With 0 protection from a shark blade.
Yeah.
Zero-
I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
think this
Vote.
is got much fun.
I don't even know if we need to vote.
Cal.
Let's
Sazed?
hear the crickets for Sazed.
Thank you. We appreciate your vigor.
I love it.
All right, it is the final. We have Marsh, the embodiment of death. Applaud. Versus Kaladin the Paladin.
The spear who would not break. Kaladin has faced death multiple times.
And cancer and won.
Hey, there we go. Absolutely.
Nice.
Thanks for being here.
Any debate on this?
We want to just vote for it?
Things to add?
What is happening in this fight? What is happening? You need to
It's Kaladin versus.
They
Both
both
are fine.
would be able to be in the air. Yes.
Both have healing.
Basically, I'm a misboard against Radiant.
Misborn against Radiant.
Okay, I think we move to a vote.
Is Marsh powerful enough to push sword and armor?
No.
Not
You-
a.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to push against shards.
So yeah, we have invested
We
blades.
do have
Marsh
5
cannot
minutes here.
touch
We
that
could
then.
discuss the fight.
Yeah, so let's take
Okay.
5 minutes to discuss.
Okay,
That's
questions,
right.
comments?
Okay, up front and then right there.
So doesn't Kaladin have like metal buttons on his suit?
He does have
That's
metal
very
buttons on
true.
his suit. He would, yes.
At the beginning of the fight, yeah?
And then they'd be inside of him.
And then the out as a heel.
Except I know that Shalon's dresses are described as having choll shell buttons. He might have that too.
I don't know
But
which
the
comments.
uniforms are said to specifically have brass buttons.
Really? Okay.
Brass buttons.
What was the comment right here?
I did. Max has fought so many other things, so many other people, so many other circumstances, and like zero hope situations. That I just tenacity. He wins.
I think Kaladin thrives when there is no option, when he's not supposed to win, right? Kaladin thrives when he's going to die.
He's an anime.
I mean, you think of Captain America when he's little and sad and just
armor.
does not
3
stop.
comments on this side, 2 comments on this side. 1.
Kaladin's spirit friend help him at all.
Certainly.
So, yeah,
Absolutely.
so-
When she's available.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
she,
a very metal thing.
Okay, next up.
Doesn't Marsh have ATM by definition?
We
No
have
ATM
ruled
in this
ATM
guy,
out
ATM out.
of the competition, just, yeah. Not at this point in the narrative. We're end of Hero of Ages. So, yeah.
post ruin.
Question there.
I think they are pretty good in that, but Kaladin has an edge because
That's very true.
Yeah.
So,
We have 2 comments here, and then on the inner aisles, and then we may need to be done there. So comment here.
I think Kaladin, because of his gravitation, he could take away all the coins and metal.
Oh yeah, he could wax the coins up.
Yeah.
You just have to get
he
them
could
first.
stick Marsh to the ground. couldn't
But anything that Marsh shot at him, he could repel with
Yeah,
a
he could
half
wax
flashing.
them away.
Draw to another area of the room.
Doesn't he have to be touching them though?
But if he lashed an area of the arena, then any projectiles would be drawn
he?
towards
Drawn
that.
to it.
So there was I know there's another,
Yeah, let's do. There were 2 on either side of the aisle back
Yeah.
here.
so back here in this back corner, I believe. Yeah, he is
Yeah.
just a gold medal
Not
knight,
a lot of
not
healing there.
compounding.
Yeah, compounding would be off the table. Yeah.
That's something to consider.
Mental breakdown.
If
Oh, goodness.
if Syl cut an area of Marsh's
Oh.
body that had a spike within it, that spike would
That's
be
gone.
investiture severed from Marsh as a being.
That's true. You would
Kaladin
lose
could
that
be
ability.
removing powers from Marsh throughout the fight.
Yeah.
Are we?
Let's vote on this.
We're ending strong.
Does Marsh have enough power to take the will out of Kaladin? Like enough,
Will
like-
Like in terms of rioting or
Oh,
something.
rioting and soothing
Can he
emotions.
Because
take
Marsh
the
would
will
have
out
Duralum.
of
We have
Kaladin?
forgotten about this.
That would be a very big
That is a
weakness for
very
Kaladin.
nasty
Yeah,
I
if
will-
Actually.
if Marsh was able to just do a full Duralumin soothing on Kaladin and just be like, "Poof,"
we have to
Here's
move
your
to the vote
Zolon.
now.
But there's
That's
still,
where it's at.
but still, to still balance that out.
We have to move to the vote.
All right, let's
There
vote.
is no emotion.
The
just
final
lion.
Marsh versus Kaladin. Who thinks Marsh would take it? Who thinks Kaladin would take it?
Thank you all for your votes.
I love it. That's awesome.
Like what you see.
Okay.
Kaladin the Paladin takes it.
Oh yes,
All right, thank
some
you so
of the art
much.
in our PowerPoint has been art of Katie Payne, who has a booth here today.
Yes,
She does
it is.
amazing
She's so nice and it's so pretty.
Yes, she's
once
a
again-
phenomenal artist. I contributed
That's super
some
nice.
art, but Katie's art is just
Did most of it,
incredible.
So yeah, go find her booth.
All right, once again, thank you all for being here. We are all content creators. Pull up your phones, like us and follow us wherever you're supposed to. I am Steve at the Cosmere-themed on YouTube.
I'm Amy at Cosmere Studies at Winston's Cosplay.
Colby at Roundtable Designs.
I'm Melinda, that Cosmere chick.
And then ADHD projects.
Thank you all for being
Thank you.
here.
Thank
you guys.
Also, random plug for the Grassroots Shakespeare Company. I'm involved with them, and you should come and see our shows. We have a booth 2616.
This is really fun too. I'm doing Java stuff later.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh gosh.
Well, that's
Okay.
something
It's not I'm so sorry.
because I thought it was like
You want your
Yeah, give people bookmarks.
bookmarks?
I have bookmarks. I also have stickers and pins at the Grassroots booth.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sorry.
What did you want to watch?
There's no wrong way to read a comic. That's
It's so good. Stress is a great place to start. This is if you know that if you haven't read anything and you know you want to read everything, this is I actually I'll write this really big. And comes from
This is the great order.
I love
Sorry, for just a second.
I made this thing, so I'm
Yeah, because I was thinking about this, I was like, let's vote.
There were more than 60 people present.
Well, I was thinking you can pull up a spreadsheet, and as people go, you just copy and paste the characters as they go.
Yeah, we were going to my head
driver basically. But yeah, there were more than 60 people that Lloyd was present. Not sure if he had a Dawn shot at that point, but things happen. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get out of the way more.
We're done. Thanks all for watching. Bye. Read and find out. I gotta finish with that. And stream. Woo!
Yeah, I'm hanging out today.
Stop immediately. Go away.